If you guys remember a few years back, a young girl named by Lil Tay went viral for proclaiming herself to be the youngest flexer of the century.
Lil Tay, the youngest flexer of the century. Bitch ass got verified.
She had a lot of hit viral moments, like showing off her money, showing off her wealth, and showing off her lavish lifestyle that she said that she had, with also collaborating with a lot of other content creators and musicians. Lil Tay was everywhere back in the day, maybe a couple years ago. You could not go without seeing her. Us poors could not get near her, no matter how hard we try. She was the youngest flexer of the century. Until Lil Tay had a couple of controversies behind her. One of the main prominent controversies she had was using the N-word on video.
Bitch, I'm richer than all y'all broke ass niggas. 30 on my wrist. Bitch.
She says that she was being fed lies by her older brother, who seems to be the one behind the camera.
Bitch, Lil Tay always got enough money. This shit cost me $2,000. This shit cost me $10,000, and this.
I said stop saying 10,000, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense. 10,000.
No one really knows. It was kind of speculation at the time that her family was kind of using her and telling her to use all these lines because she was getting clout from all her antics that she was doing. I mean, I gotta say this: what kind of young girl was gonna, figure all this out? She was 8 and 9 years old at the time. This was really unfortunate because she was definitely at her highest. Now, this is not one of her only controversies. She definitely had a lot of it, with a lot of people speculating what was going on behind the scenes and kind of her family dynamic that was happening, and no one really understood what was actually going on back there. It all ended up kind of crashing down when the family ended up having a dispute over who's gonna have the custody over her. Obviously it was gonna be a money grab now, because you could see that everybody around her was kind of becoming leeches, was becoming a swarm and saying, hey, we're gonna use this girl, get her for what all she's about to make. She was becoming like a viral sensation. She was everywhere. So of course, family's gonna do what family does and not take care of you, and gonna be taking advantage of that. After all that being said, there was a long hiatus that happened. We never really heard from Lil Tay again. She kind of faded away into oblivion. When we ended up having a couple weeks ago, somebody ended up posting on her IG that she unfortunately passed away along with her brother. Now, this was kind of weird and random. Nobody understood what was going on, especially because she was gone for such a long time. So it was just kind of out of the blue, and the fact that her younger brother and her were kind of passing away at both times, it didn't seem like things were adding up, and especially with a lot of things that was happening behind the scenes and things we kind of heard here and there, it just didn't seem right. It didn't seem like it was something that it was true. You don't know exactly what was going on, especially because all the lines were kind of being blurred at the time. So I really took it with a grain of salt. I think a lot of people also had that. A lot of people did believe what was going on, but even if it was true, you had to see what was happening. Like, it's just not a coincidence that both of them passed away. So it was definitely something that they had to go investigate, which they did, and they couldn't find any records of her death. So they ended up figuring out that it was maybe a hoax, or something was going on behind the scenes that was like not being so truthful, or it was another weird rollout that she was about to make. It wasn't up until a couple days ago where she ended up going on IG Live, now being rebooted and showing that she actually was not dead, that she ended up being hacked by her management or her father, one of those, that she ended up saying that she's been being taken advantage of for the last couple of years by her father, expressing all the details of what's been going on and what she has seen since she's been 9. One of the things that she expresses on IG Live was that her father was going in and out with women. He was bringing women all around, and those women were actually abusing her at the time, and she ends up showing photos and screenshots of what was happening at that current time, of her with bruises. It's actually really sad if this is true, because the fact that she was so young, the fact that she was being exposed by so much abuse at the time.
She would always take out her anger onto me. If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me. Pinching me was a really big thing. Chris mainly shoved me. And this is one of the worst incidents that happened. This is a police report. They were physically abusing me constantly. And like I said, if her son acted out of line, she would use me as a scapegoat and take it out on me. And in fact, physical abuse of me was so common in this household that her son caught onto it, and he was doing it to me too, and they would just egg him on.
I can only imagine what brought into. She was a kid, guys. Like she was. I couldn't imagine what kind of weight was putting on her shoulders, especially because she was kind of making all this money. She was getting all this clout, and who knows exactly what was going on. But from what she shows, it seems like her father was being really abusive at the time. Even saying that her father was having sex around her as a kid. She had to keep her eyes closed and pretend like she was sleeping, even though they were having intercourse next to her.
I remember one time, it was the middle of the night, and I was awakened by them next to me in the bed. And I could literally, she had her hand on my leg, and I was frozen in place. I was so young at that time. I had no fucking idea what was going on. And I was just frozen in place. And then I moved, and then that's when she took her leg off my hand. They were literally in bed next to me. They did not care, and they were literally disregarding the fact that I was even there. That's fucking insane. He was hooking up with random women all the time.
A lot of unfortunate stories that she was sharing on the IG Live. That is just one of many. Also, that she shares that her father and the women he would bring around would send her to school with rotten food.
What is this shit? This is what they were packing me for lunch. My mom had discovered that they were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at this. That's candy. That's expired candy. These are my mom's text messages to him, sending him these photos and like, why are you sending this to your child for school?
So it was really unfortunate what was going on. It seems like she was suffering from a lot of abuse at the time, especially in neglect also. She was being neglected really bad from what she explains in the stories that she's giving us. I understand that she was young and, she may rub people the wrong way and she did make mistakes, but she was definitely a young kid. When you're a young kid, we all end up making mistakes. We all end up saying stupid things that we don't mean. But for her to be going through all this without a lot of people not even knowing, it's really one of the saddest stories I've heard. I know this is not new to the industry. A lot of kid stars end up going through this, but God, man, that is very horrible. A lot of the screenshots and the story she tells us, it's almost like very graphic. It seems like she struggled a lot with her father, and her father was trying to take advantage of her, trying to take custody of her at the time, and they were going through a custody battle with her when he really didn't really care about her or anything that was going on. Like, he just seemed like he just wanted to get her money and wasn't taking care of her properly. Apparently he would buy his girlfriends these like expensive handbags while her daughter was just struggling to get a meal or struggling to have new clothes.
He was so preoccupied while I was wearing broken ass shoes. He was so preoccupied with providing Honey Hope, his wife, with these designer bags. This is not even everything. This is not accounting for shoes, clothing, makeup, luxury vacations. He was literally fulfilling all of her fantasies while I was wearing those broken ass shoes. This is her TikTok. She's openly bragging about her fucking designer collection of bags. Meanwhile, what the fuck was I wearing at their house?
It's just one of those unfortunate stories where it seems like things didn't really pan out as it should have. Apparently, her management was also kind of taking advantage of her when the whole NFT craze was going on. They were kind of trying to use her at the time to kind of promote what was going on in the cryptocurrency that was happening and the whole boom with that. And it's just unfortunate because, again, it was just somebody taking advantage of her clout, taking advantage of her situation when no one was really guiding her. And I feel really bad because she was definitely young and she still is young. And the fact that she had to go through all that with all these grown-ups that are supposed to help you and protect you are just kind of taking advantage of the situation that's going on with her at the time. I know there's a sense of taking accountability, but it's definitely hard to take accountability once you're such a young person. I know at the end of the day, we do end up doing stupid things and we end up saying dumb things, but if we're being motivated by other sources to do those things and being pressured by them, especially those people that are supposed to be raising us and protecting us, then I do have a sense of like, I guess, this is so unfortunate, and I hope this story is true. Even if it's not true, it does stem from a lot of, a deep-rooted trauma that she has. If it is a lie, if it's not a lie, then that is one of the most unfortunate stories I've heard. I know it's commonplace when it comes to the industry and when it comes to child stars like this, but it's definitely something that needs to be changed. Hopefully her father ends up doing something with his life. I hope he ends up getting better, or I don't know if she ends up getting away from that dude, because wow, man, that is horrible. That is a horrible story I've ever heard. I hope she ends up getting better management. I know her mother was helping her through her time. She ends up talking about her and how she was supporting her through all of it. And she made a big resurgence by dropping a new song and also kind of showing her the ability of playing on the piano and playing, the guitar as well. Who knows if it's true? It's a lot of like craziness coming all at once. So it's just insane to be really watching like this person arising from what was apparently her death, and now exposing the truth that was going on behind her. And hopefully she gets to expose more of what was happening, because it's really need to be known. It's something that people really need to get aware of, that in this industry it seems like that you can be taken advantage of pretty quickly and will happen immediately with the people who you supposed to care about you, supposed to love you. I feel bad for Lil Tay. Hopefully she ends up getting the help that she needs. Seems like she found herself in the music once again, and she seems to be very talented, if that is her playing the guitar and that is her playing the piano. Her song isn't too bad. I know a lot of people might want to hate on it. I heard the song and it isn't too bad. It just seems like one of those pop songs that are going crazy at the moment. So who knows what Lil Tay is going to be doing right now. We'll have to see exactly what ends up happening in her and what is her game plan later down the road. Hopefully she doesn't end up messing up again, and hopefully this ends up being the truth. We get to see exactly what was going on with the entire family, and we get to see hopefully everything gets resolved, but we'll see. Only time will tell. With that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you smash that sub button. We are trying to reach our goal of 500 subs, and with your help, we can definitely do that. And I hope you guys have a great day. Peace.